All right. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for taking your time to join today's session. Today we'll be looking at data analysis. But before then, quickly I'll tell you about myself, about the company, what we do, and why we are here today. So my name is Akin Oladeji, and I happen to be the founder of Learn with Pride. And what we do at Learn with Pride is help people that wants to transition from non-IT or non-technical into the IT space. So we run different IT courses, ranging from project management to business analysis, um, Scrum Master, product owner, software testing, data analysis, DevOps engineer, IT support analyst, and SAP analyst. So we run like 8 different IT trainings. And what makes us different is we don't focus on the theoretical aspect. So we are not teaching you to go and pass one certification exam. No, we focus on practical training, getting your hands dirty so that when you eventually get the job, you know what to do. So we prepare you in readiness, to be job ready. That's how we prepare you. So you'll be involved in practical training. You'll be involved um, on a live project as well. So today we'll be looking at data analysis. That is why we are here today. So about the company, we've been in existence going like 4 years now, and we've helped many to transition over the years as well. So today we focus on data analysis, as I said, but before that, many people are considering a career change in IT. Lately, many people are moving to IT space. Fidelis, if you cannot hear me, please leave the meeting and rejoin again. That must be from you. So leave the meeting and rejoin again. So many people, people are changing, transitioning to IT. Why is that? Because it offers you, work-life balance. You can be able to take care of your family and work at the same time. Another reason is because of the remote working. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you live in Nigeria, you live in Ghana, you live in Zimbabwe, you live in Canada, you can get a remote job within your country and even outside your country. That's what the training can do for you after acquiring the right skills and right knowledge. And also, transitioning to IT doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what you studied in school or what you've been doing for the last 10 years, whether you've been working as a customer service for the last 10 years or you've been working as a security officer. It doesn't matter. What it requires is your determination, your hunger for change. That is all that is required. And every other thing we take care of. So as long as you have that fire burning in you, you want to transition, we are here to walk the walk with you. We are here to, hold you by the hand and show you, support you all the way. So that is what we do, and that is what we stand for. Quickly, I'm going to share a slide just to tell you a bit more about, what you can get out of the training. And after that, I'm going to be inviting Roger. Please, can you stop writing on the screen before they exit you from the group? Please, Roger, if you can stop writing on the screen, I really appreciate that. Thanks. So I'll be calling on the facilitator, but before then, I'll have a few slides to share. And after the whole session, you can, there will be a room for you to ask questions, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. I'm recording already, so please stop requesting for recording. This recording will be made available, so please stop requesting for you to record. I'm recording this session already. Thanks. All right, so quickly, let's go through my slide. I'm going to leave this to the facilitator to talk more about all these benefits. But why data analysts? Why are people really considering data analysts? Again, as I said, it doesn't matter where you live, whether you live in Nigeria, you live in Ghana, you might live in Nigeria, at the end of the day, secure a remote job with a company in Australia. You might be living in Ghana, at the end of the day, you secure a remote job with a company in the UK. This has been happening and has happened to many of our students as well. But you cannot stay at the fence. It's like a lottery, you have to be in it to win it. You cannot wish that, oh, I wish I played that lottery last week. Probably I could have won the 500 million, but you never played. It's the same thing when it comes to career transitioning as well. You know, you have the golden opportunity to, you know, unlearn so that you can relearn. You have the golden opportunity to come on a journey and see someone who is ready to hold you by the hand and walk the walk with you, but you never took the opportunity then. And you now saw a friend later, probably like 2-3 months later, secured a role, working in a very nice company. And you are now wishing that, oh, I wish I have done the training 2 months ago. Probably I'll be in the same situation as well. So you need to take action. You know, people are there, as I said, regardless of your country, you can get a remote job, you can get a well-paid job. And also, even aside getting a remote job, if you are really good as well from your home country, I think UK is one, they are short of data analysts. So you can even go for an interview. They really like you. They can process, you know, your sponsorship visa for you, even right from your home country. All these are the opportunities you can get after you know, strategically position yourself for that opportunity. So what is the average salary? I'm going to be using UK as a point of reference because that's where I live. But it doesn't matter whether UK, Nigeria, Ghana, Australia, it doesn't matter. But in the UK, when we are talking about average salary, we are talking about around 65,000 for a data analyst. Because the way we are going to equip you, this is a 4-month journey, right? The way you'll be equipped is at the end of that 4-month period, if you do what you're supposed to do, if you engage yourself to the process, if you do the 50%, we are going to do the 50%, but you have to do the 50% as well. If you don't restrict your learning to only 2 days that you are having the live class, you know, then you'll be able to compete at the end of the program with people who have been doing it for many years, for 2-3 years, you know, but you need to make a sacrifice. And the sacrifice has to be a daily sacrifice for the duration of the program. So in the UK, the average salary for a data analyst is around 65,000. If you are considering a contract, as a contractor, you can get up to £400 a day, £500 a day. Just imagine you are getting £500 a day. That's £10,000 a month. Even if the contract is only for 3 months, that is 30,000 in 3 months. You know, many people in the UK don't get that. The average salary in the UK ranges from 18,000 to 35,000. That is what majority gets, you know, and you are only doing 3 months job and you are clearing 30,000 pounds, you know, that is a lot of money. And that is a position you can put yourself after the 4-month training. And as I mentioned earlier on as well, you can get a visa sponsorship. UK is, you know, they are short of skilled worker in this area as well. So if you're really good and you did well at the interview, you know, you can open gates of, you know, sponsorship visa for yourself as well. That is another opportunity you can get out of the training. All right. I've said this, you can work remotely. It doesn't matter whether you live in Nigeria, you can secure a remote job with a company in the UK, and it's in high demand. Ever since post-COVID, most IT related jobs, as you know, they are really in high demand because companies now realize that you don't have to be physically present at work, you know, before you deliver. You know, you can be anywhere and you still deliver the same amount, even if not over what you're going to deliver at the beginning you go to work. So for that reason, you know, now they are spreading their tentacles, they are spreading their, you know, reach, you know, so that, because to them, what they think is when they employ someone from Africa, they are paying less. But what they don't know is even that paying less is a lot of money, you know, when converted to local currency, you know, that is, and you can tap into that now. Why everything is still hot, this is a very good time for you to tap into that. 1 second, please. All right, so moving forward, if you should come on board with us, what are you going to get on this journey? Let's go through that quickly. So the training is for 4 months. And you are going to be exposed to 4 industry standard tools, which are Power BI, Tableau, SQL, and Python. Those are the 4 tools that will be used over the 4-month period or 4-month duration. And each month will focus on one tool. So take, for example, let's say you're starting with Python. For that whole month, all you're going to be doing is learning practically about Python, using the tool and all of that. And at the end of that month, you are going to undertake a project based on the tool that you just completed, which is Python. So that will go on for the 4-month duration. That means at the end of the 4-month program, you are going to have 4 different projects in your portfolio that you can showcase to recruiters that you've done. If you have time at your disposal, you can have more than 4 projects in your portfolio, but at least at the minimum, you are going to have 4 projects that you can showcase that, I've worked on this project using Tableau. I've worked on this project using Power BI. I've worked on this project using Python. I've worked on this project using SQL. That is what they want to know. As long as you can showcase your work, what you've done in the past, that is all. And that is how we are going to equip you as well. So you've undergone the training, you've done the projects. Now you can say you can work as a data analyst. But if this stage is missing, optimization of your brand, then you won't be noticed. You realize that I know what I'm doing now. I can use SQL, I can use Power BI to do transformation, to do wherever, but I'm not getting the calls. I'm not getting the job. The reason you're not getting the job or you are not getting the calls is because you are not visible in the market. And if you're not visible in the market, recruiters cannot see you. If recruiters cannot see you, you cannot get calls. That is why optimization of your brand, it is very important. What am I referring to when I say optimization of your brand? I'm referring to your CV. I'm referring to your LinkedIn. Your CV needs to be revamped. Your LinkedIn has to be optimized, especially if you are looking for a foreign jobs. You need to revamp your CV to international standard for you to be able to compete effectively. That is very, very important. Also, your LinkedIn as well needs to be optimized. And other bits and pieces that we are going to show you on the journey on where to apply for jobs, how to make your CV, how to make them searchable so that recruiters can see you. What job site will you be as in uploading your CVs and all of that? All these things we are going to tell you on the journey, but you cannot overemphasize, how important this particular stage is, which is optimization of your brand. It is very key. If this stage is not done well, then the training and the project that you've done will just be like waste of time because you won't be noticed. That's why the fact that you have the knowledge. That is why this stage has to be done perfectly right, for you to start getting the calls, for recruiters to start calling you and all of that. So it is very, 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 very important for you to do that. So after that, after you've optimized your brand, yes, you start getting calls, recruiters are calling you, scheduling you for interviews, and that is another area that we come in. When you are shortlisted for any interviews, we don't leave you alone. We walk the walk with you. We do interview prep with you so that you can be prepared enough for that interview. What we are after is you securing the job at the end of the day, because that is our joy. That is the essence why you are on the journey. So we need to ensure that we support you with everything that we've got during this stage to ensure that you go to that interview with confidence. And I tell you, people in the past, ex-students, they are getting jobs, even with foreign companies, It's all about being confident and being able to demonstrate what you know, So here we help you. As I said, we are on this journey together, The goal is to get a job at the end of the day, and we are going to do everything within our capacity, everything that we could to ensure that we put you in that position and you secure that job at the end of the day. So these are just the sample data that I got from the internet. The first one on the left is paying, as I said, you can see this is a permanent role, paying with between 60,000 and 80,000. The second one is a contract role. No, it's not a contract role, it's a permanent role as well, paying 50,000 a year. This is another one, paying 45,000 a year. And yeah, the one on the right as well is paying 45,000 to 55,000 a year. And you can see the tools that they are looking for. They are looking for Power BI. They are looking for SQL, data modeling. These are all the things that you are going to be exposed to at the interview. So now tell me, when you have everything that they are requesting for, what is stopping you from not getting the job? Nothing. Absolutely nothing is stopping you from not getting the job. That is why the 4 tools we are using has been carefully selected based on the popular demand, based on what the recruiters are, the companies are requesting for on their job adverts. That was why we selected those 4 tools, which are Python, SQL, Power BI, and Tableau. Those are the 4 most popular tools that they are looking for out there, and which you are going to be exposed to as well. All right, so before I hand over to the facilitator that will, tell you more about this process, if you are to come on board, so the cost for this training is £600, right? The cost, this training will be starting, the next course will be starting on the 11th of July. For anyone who is enrolling by the 6th of July, and you are paying once, you are paying everything at once, you are going to be eligible to a 40% discount. But if you are paying twice, you will still get a discount, just that you only get 20% discount. But if you are paying everything at once, you get 40% discount, meaning you only pay £360 at the end of the day. All right. So for any questions, for enrollment details, or you have anything after this session you want to ask me, you can take a screenshot of this number. You can reach out to me on this WhatsApp number. You can take a screenshot if you have any question you want to ask at the end of the session, or, probably tomorrow or any other day you feel like. Just take the screenshot of this number and you can reach out to me. Also, if you want to enroll as well, you can reach out to me on that number and I'll be more than happy to help you. All right, so for now, I'm going to be pausing and I'm going to be inviting the facilitator that will take you on the journey to shed more light into the role of a data analyst. Do you really have to have a technical background before you can transition to become a data analyst? Do you need a technical background, or you don't need a technical background? It's going to answer all these questions and tell you more about data analyst, and also quickly demo to you using Power BI what you can do on Power BI probably in 20 minutes. Is going to do that as well. So without further ado, Samuel, over to you. I'm going to stop sharing now.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. So I believe everyone can hear me loud and clear.
Yes,
So
we
welcome,
can.
welcome once again to this section. My name is Samuel Adedotu, and I'm a professional analyst, a data analyst with over 7 years experience in different sectors. Aside being a data analyst, I am a certified facilitator. So one thing I know how to do best is to explain processes to people and get them used to the process. So you're welcome once again. So I would take you through my slide. Then afterward, we would be looking into just a simple process relating to Power BI. All right, can we please confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, great. All right. So talking about data analysis as a process, data analyst as a career, we have to get to understand what data is itself, which is the first thing we have to know. This data. This is according to the CEO of LinkedIn. It says data powers everything that we do as an individual and in our different organizations. And I believe you all agree with me. Coming into this meeting today, it's driven by an information that was sent. And in that information, we have it's made up of different data. Different data is made up of that information. You agree with me that in the invite that we got, we have the text data type that has the word format. We have the date data type, which shows the date of this particular meeting. We have the time, showing the time data type. And that's actually what powers everything in our homes, in our organization, in every sector, ranging from finance, health sector, wherever sector that we find ourselves. Data powers everything that we do. Now, what is data analysis? Now that we have understand what data is, what is data analysis? Data analysis is a process of cleaning, changing, and processing raw data and extracting actionable, relevant information that helps businesses make informed decisions. So basically, when we talk about data analysis, it's that process that is needed in an organization in cleaning, changing, and processing the raw data itself into forming an actionable process or bringing out an actionable information that would improve the business process. So generally, when you talk about data analysis, there are certain things that comes to our mind. The main reason why every organization needs a data analysis department is because all businesses need to make an informed decision. And these decisions will be what would optimize the business process and yield a positive result. Because basically, when you talk about data analysis, the main reason why you are analyzing a data before you can make a decision in an organization is to improve the process, optimize the process, improve the profit margin, and reduce risks, basically. These are the things required when we talk about data analysis. And this procedure helps to reduce risks, just like I mentioned, risks that can come from decision making by providing useful insight and statistics, which are often presented in charts, images, tables, and graphs. Now let's talk about the data analysis process. When we talk about data analysis process, it's streamlined into some major process. The first process in any data analysis procedure is understanding the problem. Every organization has a problem they want to solve. That is the main reason why every organization is running. There has to be a problem that is available to be solved. So you need to understand the problem. That is the first process into any data analysis process. You need to understand the problem. Understanding the problem is the first step in data analysis process. And when you talk about understanding the problem, it involves understanding the scope, the purpose, the objective of the data analysis itself. Understanding the purpose, the objective, the scope of data analysis projects and the data sources. Data come in different sources. We have the spreadsheet source, talking about the Excel, the text file. It comes in a database from a database source. We can get it from a database. It can come from some other sources. we have the secondary data type, we have the primary data. Different sources. We can get our data from, provide me a questionnaire. There are different sources in which data comes from. And in understanding the problem, we get to understand how to generate the data from its source, and even get to understand the tools that is available to complete the project. Once we understand the problem, it helps us to ensure the project is well defined and set up for success. After understanding the problem, we moved into data gathering. Data gathering is another important process in data analysis. Before you can perform an analysis process, there has to be what? An available data. That is a part of the data gathering. It includes identifying the data source, collecting the data from those sources, and verifying the accuracy of the data, ensuring the accuracy and checking that the data are up to date in terms of collection, to ensure a successful data analysis process. Then another key part is data cleaning. Trust me, every data would have an unclean part. So as a data analyst, one of your major focus is to clean the data, put the data into an effective data type and data format for an effective data analysis. Data cleaning process involves removing or correcting data that is incorrect or incomplete or irrelevant, duplicated, or formatted incorrectly. So data comes in different formats, and you need to ensure that the data you are trying to analyze is in the right format. Once the data is in the right format, or is in a wrong format rather, it may result to an unsuccessful data analysis process. Imagine getting a data from an Arab country, for example, and you're trying to analyze it basically in the UK. So if you are just importing that data directly the way you got it or the way it was sent to you into your data tool, you would end up generating errors, because in an Arab country, they write from right to left, contrary to the way we write in the UK and other places that you write from the left to right. So you need there's even in about talking about dates, we have different date formats for different countries. So all of these have to be in place. Putting data in the right format during the data cleaning process. And all of these will ensure a successful data analysis process. Now we move to data exploration. And that is another key part when we talk about data analysis.
Changing your slide, Sam, Samuel, because
no,
you are not okay.
No, I'm not.
All right, okay.
So data exploration is another key part when we talk about data analysis. It involves looking at the data and understanding the variables and getting all overall sense of the data itself. And it's one important process to ensure that our data is valid and it's accurate before any further data analysis is done. Then another thing is talking about data modeling. At the point of analyzing any data, there is this key step in the process, which we call the modeling, building models. And this is creating relationship. I would say creating relationships between the database. It involves creating predictive models and generating insight. And it's one process that we need to carefully consider at the point of our analysis, because once there is an error at the model stage, whatever thing you are doing going forward will return as an error. So you need to really get to understand that process, building the models itself. Then you need to evaluate the model you have designed and see how well it would evaluate the results. And all of these will end up to the key part, which is the data visualization part, where we'll be presenting our results in charts, images, tables, and graphs. Now, this is a quick check from Google as related to data analysis. Is data analyst still in demand? So this is a check just of research. You can try to do that on your Google right now. Just type it. Is data analysis still in demand? Or data analyst still in demand? You see the result. And this is the result that came up. Transitioning to a career in data analytics can mean stable employment in a high-paying industry once you have the right skills. Each year, there is more demand for data analysts and scientists than there are people with the right skills to fill these roles. So basically, the jobs are there. Trust me, I won't lie to you. The jobs are there. Once you have the right skill, getting the job, it's very easy. Canada of recent, I think early this week, they brought a new rule related to their global talent system that allows those that have knowledge in wherever tech career to apply directly for a job and move in. Same thing in the UK. So the opportunities are there everywhere, just for us to have the right skill. We have someone who passed through our training. After the 4-month training, he got a job with ExxonMobil. He chatted me up, I think last week, asking me about how he could actually register for the test. That's the Power BI test itself. He had not written the test. The only thing he had was our training. Through our training, he got the skill and he got a job, a full-time role with ExxonMobil. So the jobs are there. The skill is what is missing. And that is why you are here. Once you have the right skill, through this training, getting the job is easy. Now, this is another search from the World Economy Forum of the future of jobs. It's a report, it's an annual report, and this is for 2022. By December, we'll be having the one for 2023. This is the one for 2022. You can see that it listed data analysts and scientists as the top emerging job, followed immediately by artificial intelligence and machine learning specialists and big data specialists. So it's one thing. Once you have the skill, you are already placed yourself into that top emerging job. That is it. Yeah, you see, once you get what I will say is this: once you have the right skill, talking from experience, getting the right job, it's very easy, and it makes it easier for you. You have even your timing. You have control of your time, because most times what you do, it's a whole lot of remote jobs, and you have a considerable decision over your time. Now let's talk about the training. It's a 4-month training program that has been structured to accommodate everyone. Either you are coming as a beginner, or you are coming as an intermediate analyst that wants to improve your skill into an advanced level. The program has been structured in a way that would accommodate everyone. And at the end of this 4 months, one thing I can assure you is you are getting that advanced skill that would put you in that position to get a job as a professional data analyst. Now let's talk about the training. About this training, the training will introduce you to the world of data analysis. You will learn how to go through the entire data analysis process. All the processes I've highlighted, you would understand how to go through all of the process after this training. You understand how to pose your question, do data wrangling into a format that you can use and fix the problem with it. You understand how to perform data exploration, find patterns in data, and build intuition about it. You understand how to draw conclusions and make predictions. Then you understand how to communicate your findings to clients or to the board of trustees through a proper data visualization process. Now, about our curriculum. just like my boss mentioned earlier, the training has been structured to accommodate the 4 major important tools, talking about data analysis at this point in time. The first tool is Power BI. Microsoft Power BI is a tool that is built on the Excel engine. So data analysis has gone beyond analyzing a spreadsheet. We have moved to the era of big data. And that's why tools like Power BI has come to replace or to improve the Excel process. So you understand how to use the Power BI at the end of this training. You understand how to perform the ETL process. Talking about the ETL process, you're talking about the extracting data, loading the data, transforming the data. And you understand how to build a proper model in Power BI. When we talk about the modeling in Power BI, talk about understanding how to identify the keys. When we talk about the keys, we're talking about that particular connection, that particular thing that connects two database to one another. You understand how to identify the key and how to connect this database to one another through the keys. You know which one is your primary key and which one is your foreign key. You understand if you are trying to use the snowflake schema in your connection, or you are trying to use the star schema. All of these are the things you will learn. And you understand how to build a proper data, a dashboard that would communicate your findings. Because for every analysis that you're performing as a data analyst, the main thing is for you to communicate what you have found to your client in a very simple manner, through your charts, your tables, your graphs, maps, and different other visualization system. Then after learning Power BI, you'll be introduced into a proper business project, a real life project, where you'll be working with data, a proper business data that would lead you into what it's been done in an organization. And this will be start the building of your portfolio. In any tech job, talking about data analysis, analyst, data scientist, project manager, or project designer, whatever tech job that you find yourself, one key thing is to have your portfolio. Your portfolio is that container that would have all the jobs, all the things you have done, all the projects you have undertaken. That's what you would always show to the recruiter. That's what would differentiate you from someone that does not have a skill. At the end of Power BI, will move into learning Tableau. Tableau is another great tool talking about data visualization and data analysis. Companies like Amazon, Formula One, they make use of Tableau. So Tableau is one great tool, and it keeps improving day by day. Just last month, they brought in another timeline to Tableau, talking about the Tableau Pulse and Tableau GPT. So these tools keep improving day by day, and they can't work on themselves. They can't work on data by themselves. They need a skilled data analyst to use them in analyzing data. That's why we need everyone to come on board. And SQL is another great tool talking about data management, database management, database exploration, creating database, creating views. You would have to have a sufficient knowledge on using SQL. SQL is a language that we use in communicating to the database itself. And you'll be learning all of these during the course of the training. Then Python. Yeah, there is a bit of coding when we talk about Python, but it's still very simple because we have built our classes to accommodate you from nothing to becoming a professional. Once you understand how to communicate in English and you have you know how to do 1+1, you know that your 1+1 is 2. Understanding how to write codes on Python is very easy, and I'm doing data analysis in Python, data exploration process in Python is very easy as well. And the whole beauty of this thing is in each of these two, you would have the ability to do a project, a business standard project that will form your portfolio. Few things about what you'll be learning, which I've already mentioned. You understand how to connect data, how to transform data to their sources, how to create data model, build visualizations, how to share your insights with others in organization. In Tableau, same thing. You understand how to connect data to sources with Tableau. That's one beauty about all of this data analysis tool. They allow you to connect to different sources. You can connect to over 100 sources with this tool, from spreadsheet sources to database sources to web sources, JSON file, different sources. Also in Tableau, you understand how to clean and transform data, combine data, create visualization, present your data using stories, and creating and modifying your worksheets. Then in SQL, just like I mentioned earlier, SQL is the language that we use in communicating to the database itself. At the end of the training, you would have understand how to communicate to a database through the SQL. You would have complete knowledge around all the essential SQL commands, talking about the data management command, data definition command, data query command, data manipulation commands, and all. You would have great knowledge in using the SQL tools, talking about the group by, the joins, the subqueries, the set theory commands, talking about the union, the intercept, the accept commands. You'd have had sufficient knowledge in sorting and filtering data using the SQL. You would have mastered the popular strings and mathematical and datetime functions. An example, some of these are the concatenate command when we talk about the strings, the trim command, talking about the mathematical commands, we're talking about the aggregate functions, talking about the sum, the count, the average, the maximums, and all of that. And the datetime function itself. You'd have understand how to enhance performance of your database by using views and indexes, increasing your efficiency by learning the best practices while writing SQL queries, then having relevant knowledge around the theoretical concepts that covered all the business intelligence jobs and interviews and viewers. Then on Python, you would have understand how to use the Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook is one tool that is needed as a data analyst. This is where we do all of our data analysis when we talk about Python. You understand how to use the IDEs, working with numbers, strings, and lists, and all other data types. You have understand how to define your functions, how to define simple flow control, languages, features, and all of that. You understand how to read and write files. Reading files, talking about the text file, the JSON file, the Excel file, or even reading files from the web page. then how to install and use common analytics libraries like NumPy, Skippy, Matplotlib, Pandas, Seaborn, and different analytic libraries that are needed in this career. Now, having understand all of this, the main reason why we are putting this training down is to actually put everyone in that space to get a job as a professional data analyst. So after undergoing this training, where do we get jobs as a data analyst? I've listed some of the job space where you can easily get jobs: LinkedIn, Twitter, Indeed.com, Netree.io, and all of that. You can get a full-time job as a data analyst. You can also check some other freelance space to get freelance job, a part-time job, a short-time project. You can get different short-time projects from Fiverr, from Upwork, from Livingston, and all of that. And it's easier to actually get through to search for this for roles related to data analysis. Once you go to any of these space and you type in data analyst, it brings a whole lot of positions that you can apply it to. And one good thing about these about our trainees, we are actually putting you into understanding the major 4 tools needed for any data analysis process. Talking about the Power BI and Tableau, they are both data visualization tools. So normally we should have just teach one and leave the other one, but we have taken between into consideration in a way that some companies might just be needing Power BI. So once you have that knowledge, you are good. Where in some other companies, what they only need is a Tableau, the knowledge of Tableau. Once you have that, you are good also. This SQL is there for your database management and the Python. So trust me, you are in the right place to actually get that perfect skill within the 4-month period and get into the job space. Now you might be wondering, do I need any computer science background? So the answer is no. Because we have structured this training, just like I said, we have structured this training to accommodate everyone, either as a beginner or as an intermediate user. We have structured the training to ensure that everyone moves to that wherever stage to the advanced stage within the period of the 4 months. Understanding how to do all of the data analysis process and arriving into a proper decision making that will inform that is informed by evidence for a great data prescription. So you are all welcome with open arms. We'll go through all of it like a toddler just starting to take a step. We'll get to that point up to where you can start running and even flying with data. So thank you. I will quickly run through a process on Power BI just to see the beauty of data analysis. And afterward, if there's any question, I'll be able to answer. All right, so I'm starting my Power BI. Just like I said, Power BI is a tool that is built on Excel. And this is it. This is the first view when we talk about Power BI. You see it's coming up. So basically, we have two. When we talk about Power BI, we have the Power BI desktop, we have the Power BI service, we have the Power BI mobile. You get to understand all of these when we start the training proper. But this right here is the Power BI desktop, where all of the analysis will be happening. Now you see from this end, we have add data to report. So basically, when you open your Power BI tool, you have the report view where we can create our reports. Then we have the data view where the data will be can be viewed. Once I bring in the data, I can view directly from this end. Then I have the model view where the models can be created. So currently, I don't have any data inside here. Now, just on a quick one, once I'm to bring in the data into Power BI, the first thing I have to do is to go to my file and go to open options and settings. Then directly from the options and settings, under the options, this is where I would have to make some settings based on the data I'm bringing in. Now, if I go to data load, you'll see it says type detention, detect columns, types, and headers for structural sources, relationship. So currently it says this is ticked. Import relationship from data sources on first load. Auto detect link relationships after data is loaded. The time intelligence, auto date, and all of that background. So normally, if this is a proper data analysis process or data analysis project that I want to start, all I have to do is to uncheck this relationship. And why am I unchecking it? Because if I don't uncheck it, the tool will automatically create the relationship between my tables itself based on what it sees. Yes, it might be correct, but then there are some times, as a data analyst, just like I said, there are some objectives that you might want to achieve during your analysis or during your project that the tool itself might not be aware of. So the tool will only create the relationship based on what it's seeing. It might not be based on the objective of your analysis. So it's always proper that you uncheck this too. But because of this class, I'll just leave it checked. So I'm saying it should detect the models, the relationship once I bring in the data. The another thing I would have done here is this. If I go to my region setting, it says local for import. Local determines the regional settings used to interpret numbers, dates, time in imported text for this file. Remember what I said earlier, that different countries have their formats. They have that regional format. If you are bringing the data from UK, the way it would present it in this tool will be quite different from how it would present the data from the Arab country, just like I stated initially. So you need to be sure that you know where the data you are trying to analyze is coming from, and you set it based on that region. So for example, you see I have in English United States. So if the data is coming from another place, for example, let's say Sudan, I'll just change this to Sudan. In the Sudan, I'll click OK at the end of the day. So in this case, I would have set the data to the proper region, and once I bring in the data, I won't have any issue, or the tool itself will not find, like, there won't be any problem when it's trying to interpret the data into the tool. So let me return this back to English United States just for tonight's class. Cancel. Let me check again. So all of these are the things you get to understand how it works better once we get to the training proper. Now I need to bring in a data to this page. the data I want to analyze. So how do I bring in the data? You see I have here get data. That's where I'll be bringing in my data. Once I click on get data, once I click on get data, it automatically requests me to select the data type of the data I'm bringing in. You see I have Excel format, text format, XLM, JSON file, folder. Am I bringing it in? Am I bringing a PDF file, a PowerPoint file, a SharePoint data? There are a whole lot. And that's one beauty of this tool. You see, I can actually connect to a whole lot of data type, a whole lot. I can bring in data directly from, you see, from LinkedIn Sales Navigator, Marketo. All of these are different sales engine. You see Google Analytics, this is another analytics engine, sales reports, Salesforce report, and all of that. So you just go ahead to click on that particular format. Now for tonight's class, I'm trying to show a simple analysis using the text file. So I'll click on text file and click connect. And once I do that, what do you see? It takes me directly to my backend where I have to connect my data. Now I'm trying to bring in all of this data tonight just to see a process in 5 minutes. So we have something called data dictionary. This is a file that has the column descriptions of our data, basically. All right, so this right here is the Power Query editor where the cleaning or whatever process will be happening. So let me quickly bring in the other 3 data immediately, then we go ahead to see just 1 or 2 things, so we don't keep us for too long. All right, so I'm bringing out that data. So this is the data from a pizza company. That's the order details, the order details, the order itself, the pizza type, and lastly, we have the pizza information. So you see, I'm working on 4 different data at the same time, and that's one beauty. That's another beauty of Power BI as a tool. Now, checking this has the order information, order details, order ID, pizza ID, quantity. We have the orders, having the order ID, the date in which the orders were made, and the time in which the order were placed. And we have the pizza type. So, but in the pizza type, what you notice here is this: the column header, it's not perfectly in line the way it is currently. We have column 1, column 2, column 3, and all of that. So this is not in the right format. So how do I do? We realign the column header. So I'll just go directly to this, use first row as header, and click on use rows as header. You see it has implemented this. Now I have the pizza ID, the name of the pizza, the category of the pizza, the ingredient that is used in making the pizza. Then I have the pizza itself. So we have the pizza ID, we have the pizza type ID, the size, the price. So one thing is this: if I check my data dictionary, my data dictionary will show the description of each of these tables and their columns. And this will enable me to understand which of them will be the primary key and which of them will be the foreign key. From there, I'll be able to create my model. But because of our timing, I won't be going into that. But since I've already requested the tool to automatically create our models. So since I perform the cleaning process, though this data is almost clean before now. So normally, if this is an unclean data, this is where we'll be doing most of the cleaning process, changing the format, keeping rows, removing rows, splitting columns, grouping, merging, appending, different processes. You can see we have some processes on transform, talking about the split, format, extract, and all of that. Then we'll move to add columns. We have all of that processes as well. But then because of the time, just like I said, this is almost cleaned. So I just go ahead and click close and apply. Once I do that, it brings me back to this page. And this is the page. So in this page, sorry, just 4 more minutes. Yeah, hello, please. Please, can we use our mic? 4 more minutes, please. I'm through with this. Now you see now we have the data that are brought in. These are the 4 files directly. Then we have the data. Now on that data now you see it's not empty again. The way it was empty before. So I can easily view each of my data that are brought in directly from this end. Can you see? I can see all of them. Now in the model, this is the model. Now remember what I talked about when we talk about model. The model is the part where you connect the database to one another. Now what you notice here is this. Since I've already authorized my Power BI to automatically create the model, it has performed the model for me, and it has created a connection between the database through the key. So this line basically is showing that there's a relationship between all of these tables. And now what you notice here is this. This data is this table is connected to this is connected to this is connected to this. So there is something called the fact table and the lookup table. So in this case, some of the tables will be lookup, some of them will be fact table. You get to understand all of these facts going at the side of the training. But then the model has been created relating to all of these theories that I'm picking up. And this kind of schema, the way you are seeing it here, is called the snowflake schema. It looks like a snake. This is a kind of relationship that shows one-to-one connection. That's snowflakes. There's another schema or another connection that we call the star schema. In this case, we are talking about a connection that shows one fact table being surrounded by a whole lot of the lookup table. All right, so since we are done with this, the next thing is to quickly just see how to create 1 or 2 things. Now, I might want to find out how many pizza were ordered in the whole of this data. If we want to find out the total pizza that were ordered, how do we go about it? So in order to do this, what do? I need to actually write what I call a dash function. A dash function, that's a data analysis expression. Dash function. In order to write a dash function, we have 2 main things that we have to consider, which is, are we writing a dash function for a calculated field, or are we writing a dash function for a measure? So for example, just like I said, if I need to find the total order that was placed in this pizza complaint, I will have to get that from what? From the order table. So for example, if I want to get the total order, I will have to what? Just do the count of the what? Of the order ID. Once I do the count of the order ID, in that I will be able to see the total order that were placed from that particular complaint. And how do I bring that out? Go to this and right click on this, click on new measure, then it brings up this, where I will be writing my dash function. What do I want to write? I want to create a calculation for the total order that were placed. So this becomes total orders. And once this is total orders, I'm doing the count all. So you might you still get to understand all of these during the training. Just taking it on a quick one because of our time. Now I'm counting all the order ID, which will give my total orders. Once I do that and I click enter, it automatically create the measure total order. You see right here. Now directly, if I go to my visualization, I can easily just bring this out as a tag. So this is more of a KPI, key performance index. So I'll just bring it as a card and show it out directly. So this is it right here. So you see from this end, what it's saying is in the year in consideration, the total order of pizza that was placed from that company is what? A total of 21,000, 21K. Let me show one other KPI before we close for tonight. Now, let's assume we want to find the total revenue. We want to find the total revenue for this particular pizza. How do we get the total revenue? So in order to get the total revenue, if we go to pizza type, no, in our pizza, we have pizza ID, pizza type, size, and price. But if I go to my order details, in my order details, we have the quantities that were placed. These are the quantities that were placed, but we don't have the price. If I really need to get the total revenue has to be what? The sum of all the cost of the pizza that were placed. So in this case, I have just the quantity of the pizza that were placed, but I don't have the price. The price is here. The price of each of the pizza is here already. So I need to really do something that would bring in my type, that will bring in my price into this table. And how do I do that? I have to create another dash function. And how do I go about that? And now this one here will not be a measure. It has to be a calculated field because I want to see the column. So I will right click on this and click on new column. Once I do that, it brings out the option for me to write my dash function again. And what is the dash function that I'm writing now? The price. So I want to bring price into this, which is what I said I want to do. Once I'm done with this, we can close for tonight. So I'll just do price of pizza. So I'm bringing the price of pizza into this table. And then what do I use? I use what I call related, which is another function. What am I relating? I'm relating the price from the pizza table into this table. Once I click this, what do you see? It automatically imports in that table. Now I have quantity and I have the price again. Now, how do I get the total revenue? I still need to create a quick calculated field again using the new column. And this will be what? The total price. And if I want to get total price, what will it be? Total price will be what? Quantity times what? The price of individual order. And that's quantity times price of each other place. Now look at this now. We have the total price. So in this case, look at it. 1 times 12, 12. 1 times 12, 12. Let's check something. You see, I'm filtering this. Let's use the one for quantity 2. You see that it worked perfectly. 2 times 12 is 24. So it works that way. So let me uncheck this back and bring it back to all. That's fine. So the next thing I have to do is to quickly create the revenue, and that will be a measure. Once I do that, that's why I'll be stopping. So in creating the measure, which is the total revenue, I'll click on new measure again. It brings out my option for me to write my dash function, and that will be what? Revenue, total revenue generated by the pizza store. And that's what? Sum. So now I'm not using count, I'm using sum. when it comes to money, we are using sum. But when you are counting something, maybe you want to know the total number of order, you are using count. For example, if you want to know the total number of people that are in this meeting right now, we'll just have to count 1, 2, 3. We count ourselves. We can also use sum. If I use this sum, that means we are doing 1 plus 1 plus like that. That's sum. So it's different. There's a difference between count and sum. All of these you get to understand. Even when you talk about count, we have different count. We have the count up, we have the count distinct, we have the normal count, we have the count null. There are different counts. So all of these are the things you'll be getting to understand. Now let me add this up to get our revenue. Now look at what we have. Back to report view. I'm bringing also as a card since it's a KPI. So as a card again, now what do we want to bring out? Total revenue. So in this case, this is saying that for the year in consideration, the total revenue that was generated is this particular amount. Now we might want to filter this based on month and like break it down based on month and year and all of that. So what I want to do, just 1 minute, then I'm done. So I can bring this out as a card again. Then let's see. So this is it. We have our date. In our date, which is the calendar, we have the date hierarchy. Talking about the date hierarchy, we have quarters, we have the year, we have quarters, we have months, we have day. So I can easily just place this down in let's say quarter. No. So I want this as a slicer, not as a card. I want it as a slicer. Good. So this is a slicer, and I want my quarter to come in. Now look at it. So what this has done is I can easily use the slicer to check. Let's say I just want to check the total order for the first quarter and the total revenue for the first quarter. Once I click this, what do you notice? It has changed. If I click again, can you see that's changed? I click again, it has changed. Click again, it has changed. So in this end, it will be easy for me now to see that my total order for is coming from the what? From the third quarter, with a total of 5,437. Then let's check for revenue. So this is the first quarter, 205.35, second quarter, 208.37, third quarter, 205. And this is the fourth quarter. So basically, in respect to revenue, the highest revenue was generated in the what? Second quarter. That is a practical example of a quick analysis. From this, it will be easier for us to what? Provide a recommendation based on this quick KPI. We can give sales recommendation, give profit recommendation, and different other recommendation that will improve the processes, either through profit or through the how do I put it, to the process itself, optimizing the process, basically. And that will be all for tonight. I hope to see everyone in the main class. So I would.
Yeah, thank you, Samuel.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, if you can stop sharing for 1 second. All right, so thanks everyone for listening. You can raise your hand if you have any questions you want to ask. I'll be attending to questions shortly. But again, what I forgot to mention during my presentation is what are you going to get? What does the package entail if you enroll on the journey? So you get the practical training, you get to work on the project, You get the mentorship, you get the support, you get the interview preparation. Also, all our courses are CPD accredited, meaning they meet the professional standard, and the certificate that you are going to get at the end of the training is recognized in over 60 countries, in UK, Australia, Canada, US, Ghana, Nigeria, over 60 countries. It is recognized. They are called CPD standards. You can Google them, read about them, and also you find our company listed on their website as well. The start date for this training, if you are to enroll, is on the 11th of July, and it's only 10 spots, unfortunately, that is available that we can take on for the cohort starting on the 11th. So if you really want to join, I think it's better to enroll early to be one of those 10 that we want to take on the journey, starting from the 11th of July. 1 second, please. Yeah, quickly, I have one of my ex-student online. I invited a couple of them, but some couldn't make it. But one is online, just to share his experience, when why he took the course, and I think now he has even gotten an offer. So quickly, in, if possible, less than a minute. Kunle, can you unmute yourself and just share your experience quickly? Thanks.
All right, thank you, Mr. King and Mr. Samuel. Thank you for the beautiful presentation. Good evening, everyone. So my name is Adekunle here in Nigeria, and I joined the journey that was last 2 years with Learn with Pride, and it has been a very awesome journey so far, which has actually landed me a role last 3 months. Although I finished my training last year, and been applying for jobs, international jobs, knowing that the local countries might not really give me what I want or my expectations. So it has been a tedious journey in terms of applying and securing a role. But just last 2 months, I was able to secure a part-time role, and it's far better. So I would just encourage individual that the journey we are about to embark on, it's a very good one, and it's a headway, a very good way to actually start a better way in life and to end well, and as well to explore, find ourselves in a very good environment, working with people in diaspora, getting more experience. And also what really helped me then was the hands-on practical, which I had in Learn with Pride during my training. It's a very nice one, and it makes me vast in what I actually learned so far. So thank you, Mr. King. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for that short review. Really appreciate. It's just to ensure or to give you, like, how am I going to put it now? Reassurance that if you can put in the work, there's always light after the tunnel. This is a journey that requires both of us. We the training provider, and you, the student. It's one thing for us to provide a platform for you to excel. It's another thing for you to take advantage of all the things that we provided to you, in terms of support, in terms of getting your hands dirty. 2 days a week will not cut it. That is why you need to get your hands dirty. It has to be an everyday journey for the duration of the program. Because at the end of the 4 months, you want to start competing with people who has been working for the last 2-3 years. For that to happen, you must have invested your time into the process. And that is possible. Many people will ask you, can that actually be possible? Yes, because I'm talking from experience as well. I transitioned as well. My background was in accounting. I was tired of what I was doing back then. I needed a change badly. And I stumbled upon software automation engineer, which is totally different from what I studied in school. It requires you to understand coding and all of that, which I took it as a challenge. And to cut the whole story short, I'm not only working in that line. I actually train other people as well to become like me. And this is a journey that requires, you to be able to write codes in programming language like C sharp. As I said, it's totally different from what I studied in school, but it was made possible with the support and everything that I got back then as well. So it's the same kind of support that you are going to get as well if you enroll on this journey. And I can assure you, if you do your own bit, with God's grace as well and favor, you surely testify to God's goodness as well at the end of the day. Please, if you have any question, you can still raise your hand. I'll call you. Who are the facilitator? The facilitator is the person that just ended the demo just now. Samuel is going to be the facilitator if you are to come on the journey. Again, it's only 10 spots that is available that we want to take on, or we have the capacity to take on with the batch starting on the 11th of July. The cost, some people are asking about the cost. The cost in pounds is 600 pounds. But again, if you are paying once, you can get up to 40% discount. But if you are paying twice, you can still get a discount, just that the discount you get will be 20%. So any question from anyone, if you don't want to, I'd like to hear your voice though. So we are all here to learn together, right? So you can talk to me. If not, you can drop your message on the chat if you don't want to talk to me, or do I want to talk to you? Yes, Samuel is the only facilitator. You don't need more than one facilitator to take you on the journey. He's the only facilitator, and we've already structured the journey for the 4 months duration. So the training will run twice a week, which is on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. UK time for 4 months. But again, your journey cannot be restricted to 2 days a week. It has to be an everyday journey for the 4 months duration. And that is when you can be able to defend to recruiters that you know what you're talking about, you know. Yes, for anyone that wants to chat me up, yeah, that's my contact on the screen. After the call, you can chat me up if you want to ask me any questions at all. The number is on your screen. You can chat me up. The cost in Naira is before discount is 540,000 Naira before discount. When you apply the 40% discount, then it's down to 324,000 after the discount. iPhone 6s, you raise your hand. Can you unmute and ask your question?
Yeah, my question I want to ask you, like, if I have got all these skills and I go through like 4-month training, then I have all the skills of data analysis. Is there anything I can do on my own, or I'll be only waiting to be hired? That's my question.
Can you say that again? Is there anything you can do on your own?
Yeah.
How
Doing
do you,
something, the skills that I have on the waiting time, I'll be waiting to be hired.
the essence of coming on the training, I believe, is to secure a job at the end of the day. Am I right?
All right, yeah, I get the sense. Thank you.
Yeah, so the essence of you coming on the journey is to only if you have your own company and you believe the skill you just acquired will be necessary or will be useful for your own business as well, then you can apply that to your business pending the time that you secure a role with any company out there. But any knowledge you acquire is not a waste of money, it's an investment to yourself, whether now or in the future. Nobody can take it away from you. All right. Blessing, you raise your hand.
Yes, hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Blessing here. Please, I need to know, like you were saying something the last time before the guy asked the question. I don't understand that I don't understand what you said.
What did I say? Can you remind me?
Yes, we should not limit ourselves to the 2 days training.
Oh, yes.
So I don't know if you can expatiate on that.
All right. Let me quickly talk on that. So the training runs twice a week, Tuesdays and Wednesdays for 4 months. But you remember I said at the end of the 4 months, we want you to be in a position where you can confidently compete with people who has been doing it for 2-3 years. For you to be able to achieve that means your journey has to be an everyday journey for that 4 months duration. Meaning it is not only when you have a class that you're going to remember that, oh, data analysis is somewhere. Let me go and attend the class. You need to pick it up every day. You need to research. You need to go on Google. You need to go on YouTube, for you to be able to, increase your knowledge on the subject matter. This is the only way you can learn as in more than enough in that short period of time, if you understand me. So you are not restricting yourself to only Tuesdays and Wednesdays when you are coming to class to receive lecture. Monday, you should be picking it up, trying to go through what you've done, trying to replicate what you've done, whether you are going to get any issues, any errors, because the actual learning takes place when you do it on your own. Also, actual learning takes place when you encounter errors, issues, and you reach out for support that, you know what, I've tried all I could. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. Please help me out. The process of helping you out, that is when learning is actually taking place, because next time that thing occurs again, you know how to go about it. And that is an interview question, that you can get as well. Has there been any time you are faced with any challenge, you can talk with confidence, but if you are not putting in the hours, then you have no story to tell, because interviews is all about storytelling, telling a good story. And the basis of you telling the good story is because you've already get your hands dirty during the process. You've encountered different scenarios, different issues that could occur, and you've been provided with a solution. Do you understand, Blessing?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much. As in that's so explanatory. Then, sorry, can I just chip in like another question? Like,
sure.
Will you after the training, or maybe when the training is, because I'm actually interested, will you help build our CV? Because I'm actually I just finished a data analysis program in school in DMU Leicester. So will you help us build our CV? I know that where we are coming from and the system here is different. So that you help us package the CV on how we can, when we see jobs, we can apply and get the job. 1, 2, are we still going to have that mentorship even when we are still on the job? Like, can we still run back to you when we have issues?
Yeah.
Maybe we are giving some questions or some queries or some analytical issues to solve, and we cannot. Can we still run back to you to help? Then 3, I hope we are not going to pay again when we run back to you. We are not to, yes.
All right, let me start with the support. Even on the journey, on the job, you still be given the necessary support. You still be given the necessary support, and we don't say goodbye to you even at the end of the 4 months. you become part of the family. We have a group called alumni group. You become part of that alumni group where, people that have started working are on that group. People who are still job hunting are on that group, so you are not alone on the journey. And the support, we try as much as possible to provide you with an ongoing support. It's not a joy. It won't be something of joy if, after a few months or after 1 month, they'd ask you to go because you cannot deliver. No, we don't want that. So we try as much as possible to support you with anything. Not only Samuel, as I said, you have the alumni group you can rely on as well. People that have started working are on the alumni group. Any question can be posted on there as well. And there's no extra charge for any support after the 4 months. No, there's no hidden charge. I'm not going to tell you that, oh, blessing, you are done. I don't know you again. For me to help you, go and bring another 50 pounds. No, I don't do that. It is not all about money. It is about the relationship that we can keep, that is the most important to me. So I'm not going to, even calling me 6 months after you finish, I'm still going to pick up your call. I know all my students and I know them by name, so not that I'll say, oh, who is this calling? No, I don't do that. And regarding the CV is the only thing that personally, as a company, we don't do, but we partner with one of the best in the industry as well, that can revamp your CV for you and optimize your LinkedIn. And coming from us, they will give you a discount coming from us. So that is what we do. But personally, aside what we offer as a package, which is the practical training, working on a project, the mentorship, the support, the interview preparation, getting a CPD accredited certificate, and finally, we give you a work reference for the duration that you are with us. I don't think I've mentioned that previously. You get a work reference from us for the duration that you are with us. You can put it on your CV, and I'll be more than happy to give you a reference for that as well. I hope that has answered your question, Blessing.
Yes, it has very well. Perfectly. Thank you so much. I
You're
will
welcome.
chat you up on WhatsApp for
No
further.
problem.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
Blessing. Thank you. Olayemi, you raise your hand. Olayemi Iyola, you raise your hand.
Hi, hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time. So I think you have pretty much answered a number of questions that I was trying to ask, which is in the regards to the reference that you just spoken about, because we're trying to get job as soon as possible. Like, Blessing now, she's got her degree. I'm sure she's looking for job, like, and she would like to get a job latest 5 or 6 months after her studies.
Yeah.
So, and we understand the place of reference, and that like that is the reference is what proves that you have experience, definitely, because they want to see that you've done past projects. Where have you worked in the past? So you've answered that to say that you're going to be able to support with reference based off of the fact that we have worked. Is it with you, right?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how that goes anyways. So another question that I have is to know if the lessons are going to be recorded, just so we can
Yeah.
watch
There's
again and
that is absolutely right, because you have to go back to the video. You have to rely on the video to replicate whatever has been done in the class. So we have an LMS platform, learning management system. You're going to create your own dashboard, and you just log into your dashboard and you'll be able to access the recording from your dashboard. You can access the recording from your phone, from your laptop, anywhere you are, as long as you have internet, you can have access to the recording. So yes, you have access to the recorded version through your own dashboard.
Okay, sounds good. Then I want to know if the sessions will also cover. I know there are quite a lot of tools because I've done a little bit of research in business analysis. Because, well, I have a background in business and management. That's what my master's degree is in, which I've done a little bit of research, and I found out that I could actually do business and BA. So but I know that there are a lot of tools that I need to train on with regards to maybe Power BI and a lot of that. So I want to know if the sessions will also cover each tool needed for us as business analysts.
Business or data?
Is this session for data analysis or business analysis?
Data.
Oh my God. I thought I was in a session for business analysis, so I'm mistaken. Sorry.
Yeah, this is for data analysis. And although you mentioned Power BI, as a business analyst, Power BI is not part of the tools that will be covered as a business analyst.
Okay.
Some companies do require, which is is very rare, business data analyst, right? Meaning they are looking for someone who has got a business background, and they are looking for someone who has got the data background as well. So to say, they are looking for it's a 2-in-1 role, so to say. So they are looking for a business analyst and a data analyst, right? So as a business analyst, nothing that relates to Power BI will be covered, because we do that training as well. You'll be exposed to tools like Jira, Confluence, all these mapping tools that I cannot really remember off my head now. But for the data, that is when you are now talking about Power BI, Tableau, SQL, Python for transformation, for manipulation of data. Because as a business analyst, you are not manipulating any data. You are more of the business side.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Olayemi. Larry, you raise your hand.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, this is Larry. Calling from Ajah, Lagos. It is a meeting presentation I've been waiting for quite some days now. But unfortunately, the network in my area is very, very bad. So I couldn't really follow up with the meeting and the presentation. But the last caller now just made me to understand that this presentation is basically on the data analysis. Actually, I really have interest in 3 major programs with business analysis, data analysis, and project management. But if I draw my scale of preference, what is a priority in terms of those trainings I need for now, I think is project management, which is, if I draw my scale of preference, the first one I love to do. So, but from the discussion I had, based on the question the last person asked, that this section actually deal with data analysis, so not project management.
Yeah, funny enough, there was a training that we started. There was a master class that we started on Monday, this Monday, that comprises of project management, business analysis, and Scrum Master. So it's a 3-in-1 training, and it's a 4-month program as well. The first 2 months will be used for practical training, and the last 2 months will be used you working on a live project. So that one started this Monday. The training is 3 days a week for 2 months. Then you'll be put on a project for another 2 months. Yeah, so you can still chat me up. You can note the number on your screen down, and if you want to talk more about that, you can chat me up later.
Okay. But what I saw, the link I saw on the social media where I actually subscribed before I got this this other link, what I saw there is on project management. So I don't know if it's the same link or this number that I'm seeing here, the number showing on the dashboard, this foreign number, right?
Yes, this UK number.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, just send me a message on that UK number.
Right,
Probably one way or the other, you fill the form for data analysis. Probably that's why you landed in this session. But you can chat me up on that anyway, and I can tell you more about the other ones.
All right, thank you.
No problem at all. If anyone is interested in today's recording, it's going to be available on the WhatsApp channel, on the WhatsApp group, and also it's going to be available on our YouTube channel at Learn with Pride. So just type Learn with Pride on YouTube and you'll be able to access this recording and all the previous overview sessions we've had in other courses as well, trainings as well. So any other question from anyone? Again, the training starts on the 11th. This is a data analysis training starting on the 11th of July. 4 tools will be used during this 4-month period, which is Python, SQL, Tableau, Power BI. And we only have 10 sports to take on for the cohort starting on the 11th. It's not a journey you will regret because of all the benefits that is attached to the program. So it's a win-win for everyone. You know, you become part of a family, part of a professional family that you can run to anytime you are in, you know, a bit of problem, you know, probably at work, you know, you have that community you can run to. And you really need that, you know, you need the support, you need someone to call on, you know, when you eventually get that job. That's all the things we provide. And again, for any questions, for anything at all, for enrollment, if you want to enroll at the end of the day, this is the number on your screen right now. You can reach me on WhatsApp, only on WhatsApp, on that number on your screen. So take advantage of, you know, let's make A when the sun still shines, you know. Opportunity only, you know, sometimes knock at the door once. After the 10th slot, is there any way to still enroll for this course? Well, you might need to wait till the next cohort, which will be, this is July, so to say. The next cohort will be in August, right? But I don't know when the 10th slot will be filled, so why not? You can still reach out to me and, you know, I'll tell you whether probably we've exhausted all the slots or you need to wait till August for the next one. You know, just reach out to me on that number because I don't know whether the slot will be filled tonight, whether it will be filled tomorrow or next week. I don't know. You know, all I know is we can only take on 10 people for the next cohort. All right. Any final question from anyone before we call it a night? It's been a long night. Any final question? If you have any final question, please quickly raise your hand and ask the question. If not, you can ask your question. You can direct your question to me on WhatsApp on the number on your screen. So any final question from anyone before we call it a night? Blessing, you raise your hand again.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry. Please, the last person that asked after I didn't get because my network went off. After each section, after the recorded sections, will it be sent to us to have to practice with?
No, we have a platform called LMS, Learning Management System. Okay. So you register on that platform and you log in at your convenient time to your dashboard, and the recording will be available on your dashboard. So we don't need to send you individually. You just need to log into your dashboard and you see the recording there. Is that all right, Blessing?
I didn't even hear. Sorry, I didn't hear anything because my network went off when you explained.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, the only thing I heard was we have a learning element.
Yeah, LMS, Learning Management System. So all you have to do is register on that system and you can log in at any time to access the recording.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's okay.
No problem. Thanks. Any final word from anyone before we say good night? Any final question from anyone? All right. No question. Thank you everyone for your time tonight. Really, really appreciate. Hopefully I'm going to see at least minimum of 10 of you on the journey starting on the 11th of July. Let's make A when the sun still shine, and let's walk the walk together and testify to the, to that new job as well at the end of the 4-month or 5 months period. So thanks everyone for your time. Do have a wonderful weekend and enjoy your night. Thanks. Bye-bye.